Hello, welcome to Healthy Not Cute Water Vlog. Our purpose in this vlog is to introduce our audience to people who have extraordinary stories of beating the odds and blazing their own path. People who didn't allow society to put limitations on them, but determine their own fate. Our hope is to inspire people to live their best lives on their terms. For this episode, we're interviewing Michigan's senatorial candidate, Bob Carr.
I grew up in 20-some foster homes. My mother, though, she couldn't leave pills alone. I don't know. I see needs and I see answers. My third grade and fifth grade teacher is still alive and taught me to save pennies for save a ship. So I'm a historic preservationist, and that's what we've been doing ever since.
Good afternoon, Bob. How are you doing?
Well, you already know.
Yes.
We've met a while.
Tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, Karen and I are married, and she grew up in West Virginia. I grew up in 20-some foster homes that I can count.
Right.
So I suspect there may be more, because when I was young, I wouldn't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, and my dad was very famous. He was going to be the photographer for the United States president.
Oh, wow.
My mother, though, she couldn't leave pills alone, and so she was in a sanitarium. So during the election, they lied about my date of birth and where I was born, so there wouldn't be any scandal. And I went into foster home. My mother kidnapped me. I literally was kidnapped in Holt. I talked about it in Holt. I never told anybody. Door kicked in, taken to Chicago, lived with my mother, with my sister, went to jail with her 3 times I can remember. You know, never could stay anywhere. Couldn't go to school because she was chasing pills and her husband was a drunk. The first foster home I liked the best, but they were too old and they were put on a time limit. They could only keep me for so many months. And then the state took me. Well, I just kept saying, I want to go back. So every so many months I could go back. And then they got old and everything. So unfortunately, we have a foster sister who's like my sister, who's in adult foster care right now. She's been there since her 20s, or maybe before that. She just couldn't take it. And I have another sister who lived in foster homes. She's a genius. She's probably America's most famous pencil artist. She went to Kendall School of Art and Design. You know, and then I have a half-brother who I never saw but one time until I ended up working across from the White House. And he ended up working in the White House in the Marine Color Guard. I went to boarding high school and boarding college and worked my way. So I have a lot of experience. I lived in an orphanage. And then when I got out of college, I ran a home for runaways, and we had up to 50 kids, 40 kids at a time, and I was in charge of the runaway program, and that was in East Los Angeles, if you know anything about East Los Angeles. And so I've done all 3 parts of it, foster homes, orphanages, and then homes for kids that really had no other place to go.
So the things you went through growing up, how did you get through this crisis?
My third grade and fifth grade teacher is still alive and taught me to save pennies for save a ship. So I'm a historic preservationist, and that's what we've been doing ever since. They have many beautiful buildings, and we're letting people walk right between us, and that need to be preserved, because when you're done, it brings more people and it pays all your loans and stuff quicker. It's really a good financial way of doing it. Building these normal looking buildings of today is not an attraction. This is an attraction. So I went to meetings over here for 4 years and never said anything to anybody. About a month before they were going to tear this down, the light bulb went on. They called it a monstrosity. I said, how much space do you need? All we had to do is make them see it as space. And I stood up when they were calling for the roll of the vote, and it was never taken. And then 3 weeks later, we had 1,000 people putting up sticky notes. And so we were able to save the building because they saw it as space. And as you see behind us and around us, they divided this all up, you know, and made it into different shops. And upstairs, it's all kinds of apartments and condos, hotels, senior living. It's all here. That's just this building. Again, as you know, you haven't walked this building. It's a long, long building. Yeah. People have to stop and go in the shop. So.
Why not? Stop and drop. It's a good place.
Yeah, well, one of the things about the shops is they're pretty unique. They have things that you don't see just everywhere. Ford Motor Company, not Chevrolet, Ford, you know, bought that great big railroad depot. I'm in the railroad business. And they're going to turn it into this wonderful thing. It's been sitting there for years. You know, and by the way, here's interesting. I went to Kansas City and spent 3 days teaching them what to do with their downtown railroad station. They had a huge one. And it is now this beautiful thing that people go in Kansas City to see. It was 400,000 square feet as well. The same amount of square footage. And again, it was too big and they didn't know what to do with it. And now you go to Kansas City, the first thing you do is go down to the Grand Central Station. We have a great time making things happen like this. So we invite people through here, Building 50. Just come here and wander around, and it's a great fun. Karen and I went to Benton Harbor, where it was called the worst town in America, with another couple, and we put the soup kitchen in there 37 years ago. It's missed 3 meals in 37 years. It's not about the food, it's about socializing with each other, and all these gangs, so on, they had to eat, and pretty soon they found out they liked each other, and it just really cleaned up downtown Benton Harbor. We should talk about Karen. She teaches elementary schools. She's taught, well, you can say, you know, all kinds of schools, parental, you know, private, public.
We teacher. And he's serving. What a wonderful combination.
Well, teaching is serving, and she comes down with a different story every day.
Yes.
These kids, you know, just the Bible says, except you become as little children. She has stories. You'd think they've thought up everything. Not even close. These young kids and what they do at school is just the most amazing what they do. She's taught famous kids to kids you never know. She taught Muhammad Ali's son for 5 years. Assad's his name. Assad, you share. He loved basketball. She's taught, you know, a lot of the rich people in some of the schools, the wealthy. Makes no difference. Their best friends are the kids that don't even have. And by the way, you know, things have changed. There are families that don't have money for breakfast. So wherever Karen goes, she has to go early now because, you know, kids are there eating breakfast. Is that a good program or not a good program? You can get in a political thing. I tell you, the kids think it's a good program because they get 3 squares a day. So I think, you know, times change. and we have to change with it. And sometimes the ideas that I get, that I do, come from somebody in the middle of a conversation, walking down old building 50 Hall, you know. Our slogan has been taking care of each community. And I am absolutely convinced that we can go into a town, help them find a vision, gather them together, and say, we're going to fill the downtown back up. And here's what you're going to do. We're all going to go back and take spaces, and we're going to move, and we're going to have a downtown that's filled, because these towns throughout Michigan are empty. And I see, and I haven't talked to anybody about this, but Detroit's nothing but 8 or 10 blocks is a community. Get leadership, get together, take those 8 or 10 blocks and decide what's our theme, what needs to go, what needs to stay, and we can do that's fill in any of these towns. And so, at some point, it's going to be what I'm talking about, to the point that people are going to listen. I wrote today on Facebook, we're going over how to use media. I love the media. I love going on the air and talking, because I'm talking to every one of those people out there as they're my family. And that's literally how I view it. So the families get split up, you know, and so my family are the Carrs. I have a bunch of cousins that were my cousins when I was 2 or 3 years old. And that's my family. But because of that, I learned to adopt. And so Facebook is my family, believe it or not. And it's been just a wonderful thing. And people become important to us. People become important to us who we're not related to. And I got a Facebook request from a girl named Inga. Well, it happens to be that Inga ran the women's side of our House for Runaways. And just then, it wasn't 15 minutes later that my friend Bill came, who worked at the House for Runaways and was in college with us. And then 15 minutes later, it was Jim Mills. He called from California. And then another 15 minutes later, it was Terry, and he called. And it's that kind of relationship. They all called within the hour. And I haven't heard from any of them for a week or two, you know, because of Inga.
What you want to write about you know, relatedly about you?
Oh, service.
Okay.
It's doing service. I want other people to do service. You know, I was with a guy today who's 99 years old. Mr. Culver, he's a pastor. Pastor Culver, that's where we were. He's 99 years old. His son had Culver's what do you call it? Funeral home, which is right downtown Traverse City here. And we were talking, and so we got talking about, in the Bible, Romans 12, which is a chapter in the Bible, and it's all about service. And it's always been my chapter, you know. And so we really enjoyed talking, because there it talks about everybody has a different talent. Everybody's got a different talent. None of us are the same. I teach people, if you want perfection, get to heaven. Otherwise, quit looking for everybody to be perfect. None of us are the same, and if you want to get better, you want to learn from other people. One of the secrets to successful, we got to quit here, service is realizing that you're going to change your thinking as you go, and be ready to take a left turn if you need to. That's what makes successful service. And I got it from Miss Ross, my 95-year-old school teacher, when I was in 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
And for the people who are depressed and living down, homeless and all that kind of thing, and I'll tell you, I've been down to nothing. You know, you want to have a good life, start today. You had a terrible life? Yeah, that made you so street smart. You take those street smarts. By the way, street smarts, that's where the education is. And all your problems, you can turn that into a way to help other people, because you've been there. All you need is give people a dream. So if I can do nothing else than say, look at my background. Now, did I need to do this? Or should I have been crying in my soup for the last years of my life? Bob Carr says there's always tomorrow. You know, be ready to have a change.
Thank you very much for your time and pleasure. And Mr. Karen, thank you very much.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Healthy Not Cute Water is an online community designed to inspire and motivate people to be their authentic self. Break the mold. If you're that person that gets shot, be the one shot still standing. Be the person with the arrows in your back. Show other people the way. Be positive. Look past the deceptions and the obstacles of life. Encourage yourself and others around you. We're going to be bringing more videos like this. We want to hear from you guys. If you have some motivational, inspirational video or aspect of your life that you'd like to share with the community so that we can keep this going. We'd like to hear some feedback. Like and follow this, and we'll talk to you soon.